Hello guys, today I'll be explaining Minor-Ord. Now Minor-Ord is an F9V/GOV, which means it has a surface temperature of 6,000 Kelvin and has 1.15 solar masses, meaning it's a boundary star. It was born around Minorkune after a large chunk of its original nebula was torn apart and passed through Minorkune's accretion disk before being thrown into a high orbit. Minor-Ord is 4.89 billion years old and will live for 7.5 billion years in total in the main sequence, while it will live 9.5 billion years in total out of all its stellar lifetime. It managed to have a large enough protoplanetary disk to develop 4 planets around it. But today we're mainly focusing on Minor-Ord itself. Now Minor-Ord is called the cradle star as it is a navigational star over the western hemisphere, mainly above the Americas. It is about 4.7 degrees away from the North Pole, meaning it's basically stationary. It was used by sailors a lot to find their direction to the Americas. It has a habitable zone from 1.1 AU to 2 AU, allowing liquid water to be in that zone. Once it becomes a red giant, it will extend up to 1.3 AU in radius. That means it will engulf Minor Grave and Minor-Lu, while Minortron will be scorched and be reduced to 14.30, I believe, either between 14.31 or 14.30 Earth masses, while Minor Keep will lose between 6 to 13 Earth masses worth of gas. Minor-Ord's equator takes 50 days to rotate, and away from the equator, it rotates a little bit faster, but barely faster. But in its early days, it formed in a binary with a 0.91 solar mass G9V called Minor-Dune, which it transferred most of its angular momentum to, causing it to have very low stellar activity due to less angular momentum, causing its rotation to slow down very quickly over its age, causing it to have that slow spin. The slower a star spins, the less active it is, causing Minor-Ord to have an average solar flare 100 to 10 times weaker than the sun's average, and having whenever it has a solar maximum every 34 years, its solar flares get to about as strong as the sun's average solar flare. That means over all of its lifetime, it has been a pretty stable star, gradually heating up. Minor-Ord is a late to middle age star, or an early to late mid age star. And in about 2.61 billion years, it will enter the subgiant stage. And after 2 billion years, in 2 billion years after that it will finally become a red giant and die, and then become a white dwarf, which will have a surface temperature of 150,000 Kelvin. Minor-Ord has 2 debris disks. Has several debris disks. The Icarus belt, another middle belt, which I cannot produce the name of because I know the name of it, but I'm pretty sure I put it in Greek, and the planetary torus. The Icarus disk causes the star to appear blue-white, while the planetary torus is made of materials of failed ice giants because of Minor-Dune's interruptions. Minor-Ord has a solar radius of 1.3, a solar luminosity between 20 to 55% brighter than the sun, and a solar metallicity of 1.56. The high solar metallicity was caused through several passing through of the nebula that it was recycled from by Minorkune, causing heavy elements to be infused with the mass that would eventually form Minor-Ord. During this process, after it was thrown up, a massive protostar was formed that eventually, due to very fast rotation and aggressive feeding, was about 0.91 solar masses was thrown out of the protostar, causing Minor-Dune to form. Along with that, soon after, Minor-Keep started to form and became the largest planet due to it outcompeting its siblings for mass. After that, the rest of the planets formed soon after, with Minor-Grave ending up being the smallest due to its close proximity to Minor-Ord. A few planets were stolen from Minor-Ord by Minor-Dune until eventually, after transferring enough momentum to Minor-Dune, Minor-Ord, through a gravitational interaction, flung Minor-Dune out of the system. Now, sometimes intense amounts of radiation from Minorkune is sent towards the system. But the planet's thick atmosphere, Minotron and Minor lose thick atmosphere, prevents them from being sterilized. But this is mainly about Minor-Ord. Minor-Ord orbits 1 light year to 1.9 light years away from Minorkune, causing it to have a truly massive hill sphere, up to 1.1 light years, I'm pretty sure. But sadly, due to the interactions like I mentioned earlier, Minor-Ord was never able to form ice giants. And soon, after a few 100,000 years, Minor-Dune will re-enter the system and start orbiting Minor-Ord again, stirring up the planetary torus even more and destroying some dwarf planets in the planetary torus. Now, that's all, guys. Bye.